Welcome all. Welcome to SST College of Arts and Commerce, Ulhasnagar. And this is SST Edupedia. Myself, Assistant Professor Yogesh Patil from the Department of Art, IT and CS. Students, today we are going to share the lecture for SY IT. The subject is computer networking and today's topic is introduction to data communication. Now students, what is mean by data communication? As we all know that the term telecommunication means the communication at the distance, and the word data refers to the information which is presented in whatever form. A form might be an text, image, audio or video. And the data communication are the exchange of data in between two or multiple devices, and the exchange can be done through the transmission media, and the transmission medium might be wired or wireless. So in this we are going to discuss the components of data communication system and the data flow. Now let's see what are the five basic components of data communication. As you can see, the five basic data communication components are sender, receiver, medium, message and protocol. Now what is mean by sender? Sender is a device who transmit a data or who sends a data. It is also known as a source. Then receiver, who actually receives the data, that is nothing but also known as, this is known as receiver or destination. Then medium, it is an actual medium through which data has been transferred, and data is nothing but the message. And what is mean by protocol? We as know these sender, receiver, transmission media, these are the physical devices, but message is an always in an electromagnetic form. But the protocol is nothing but the set of rules which actually governs the data communication. As we know, whenever we need to communicate, at that time there should be few there should be few rules to be followed, like source has to be in a network, even the destination has to be in network, the communication channel should be proper, and the communication in between two devices should be in a similar form. So what are the different types of data flow in between these kind of networks? In data communication, we have three different types of data flow. The data flows in simplex, half duplex and full duplex form. Now what is mean by simplex form? As you can see in a diagram, it is an unidirectional way of communication. A mainframe is sending a data to sender or a monitor. Here we can take an example of remote and television set. A remote is only a sender, and television set or a set-top box is only a receiver who receives the data or infrared signal sent through the remote. Then half duplex communication channel, in that you can see a data has been transferred in between two stations. A sender is sending a data and receiver is receiving a data. At the other time, sender becomes receiver and receivers become sender, and it sends the data vice versa. The best example of half duplex transmission is walkie-talkie. Then full duplex transmission. As you can see, the data can be flowed at the both station at the same time. That is nothing but a full duplex data transmission. The best example is telephone or mobile phone or mobile devices. Even the internet, we can upload and we can download the data simultaneously from our device by using internet. Now friends, what is mean by network? Network is nothing but a set of devices, and these devices are connected with each other for the communication through the links. These communication devices are also known as nodes, and these nodes can be a computer, printer, or any other device which is capable of sending and receiving the data. And the links are nothing but the cable or wireless medium through which we are transmitting a data. This can be a wire, air, optical fiber, or satellite channel even. In this topic, we are going to discuss upon the network criteria, physical structures, and the categories of network. Network criteria, it always depend on the three basic features like performance, reliability, and security. The performance of network is always depend on the network elements, the elements like the devices which we are using. Then the performance is always measured in the terms of delay and throughput. If the data transfer is delayed by few seconds or few minutes, then it's not usable. So always we measure the performance with this. Then the network should reliable. So what is reliability of network? The failure rate of network components and the measure in terms of availability and robustness of the network. In that case, we can measure the reliability of the network. Then what is mean by security? As we all know, in this current era, the data should secure. There are so many technical persons, or we can say hacker. They are ready to hack, or they are ready to steal your information. So the network should reliable. The data protection against corruption or a loss of data which may happen due to errors and miscellaneous users. Errors might be the loss of network or a loss of power or energy, but miscellaneous users are just like any hackers or anyone else. Now, what is the physical structure of network? So let's see the types of connection. There are two types of network connection. One is point to point and another one is multi-point. Now what is mean by point to point? Point to point connection, in that we can see a single transmitter and single receiver is present over there, and the data communication link is dedicated in between them only. Then multiple point or multi-point communication, in that there are multiple recipients and only a single data transmitter or a sender. Even we are going to discuss the physical topology or a type of connections or a type of network topology. Now, as you can see, the types of connection, multi-point and point to point. The diagram A, it indicates the point to point connection, in that a one station is connected to another station through a dedicated link. Dedicated link means this link is not shared by any other device. Then in a diagram B, you can see that a multi-point connection. In this, a mainframe is connected to three different stations, and these stations are receiving the data from mainframe. So we have a single core wire having a connection with a multiple devices. That is nothing but an multi-point. So students, what are the different categories of topology? So as you can see, network has been, or a physical form of the network is differentiated in a 4 different forms: mesh, star, bus and ring. Now, what is mean by mesh topology? As you can see in a diagram, the devices are connected with each other with one single dedicated link. So, as you can see, each and every device in the network, here we have given an example of 5 devices only. So, you can see each and every device is connected to the other station through a single dedicated channel. And here we can say that if the connection in between two devices fails, or a link in between two devices fails, in that case the network or the communication in between these two devices will be affected, but rest of the network will work properly. So this will be count as an advantage of the mesh topology, but there is a disadvantage also. And the disadvantage is, as you can see, we need a multiple, or we need a more cable wires or a communication medium as compared to rest. Let's see, there is a star topology, or we can see a star topology connecting 4 different stations, and these stations has been connected to each other with the centralized hub. If a station 1 wants to communicate with station 2, then in that case it has to transfer a data from or through hub only. This is a centralized hub, as you can see in a diagram. The advantage of star topology is nothing but whenever the connection in between one station and hub breaks down, in that case only that device is not able to communicate with others, but the rest network will continues. But if the centralized hub breaks down, then the entire network will collapse. That will be counted as a disadvantage of star topology. As you can see in a diagram, bus topology, we have a one centralized core wire, and race stations are connected with the help of tap to the core wire, and the data communication takes place from one device to another. The advantage of this is the installation is very easy. Each and every device can communicate through this core single wire. But the disadvantage is, if the core wire fails, then the entire network will fail. Then we had ring topology. In that, as you can see, it is pretty much similar to bus topology. But as you can see in bus topology in the previous diagram, that the cable has an end. But as you can see in ring topology, it forms a ring network or a circular network. Now, as you can see, each station is connected to the core wire with the repeaters. Repeaters are accepting a data or a packets which has been released on the communication channel. Then, friends, we have a hybrid topology. In this, you can see there are 3 basic LAN networks or a bus topology, and these network or this connection or these devices are connected with each other with the centralized hub. So here we have star topology as well as bus topology. So this kind of topology is known as an hybrid topology. Then what are the different categories of network? There are 3 basic categories of network, that are LAN, WAN and MAN. Now what is mean by LAN? LAN is nothing but an local area network, and it is used for shortest distance, and It is designed to provide local interconnectivity. So the device or a network within your computer lab or within your small office, they are having LAN network. Then wide area network, that is WAN, and it is used for long distance, and it provides a connectivity over large areas. Many times it covers the entire globe. Then we have metropolitan area network, that is MAN, which provides the connectivity over areas such as city or a campus. So the data communication network within a campus or within a city is created with the help of metropolitan area network. Now the best example of MAN is your cable TV connections. As you can see, it is an isolated LAN connecting 12 computers to the hub in a closet. As you can see in a diagram, each and every device is connected to the centralized hub, and the data communication will take place in between them, and this is nothing but the LAN or a local area network. Then in WAN, you can see the entire globe we can cover. Here you can see that the end system A, B and C are connected to each other through switched LAN, and sometimes we are connected to the internet with the help of modem, is also an example of wide area network. Then there is an heterogeneous network which is made up of WAN and different LANs. As you can see, for example, our computer lab or our office network. Okay, these are the two different LANs which we have, and if this LAN is connected to the internet, it means that we are connected, or our entire network is ready to communicate with others. So this is a example of heterogeneous network. As you can see, the LAN, the two different LAN are there. Then the LAN are connected with each other through WAN routers, which performing or connected to the point-to-point network. Then we have switched LAN and the modem, and finally the different system can connect with each other. Let's see the summary or a small revision of today's lecture. So students, we have covered data communication and network topics in this lecture. In that we have discussed about the definition of data communication, the different components of data communication system, and a flow of data. In component of data communication, we have seen the 5 basic data communication systems components, that is sender, receiver, data, transmission media and protocol. We have seen the flow of data, that is nothing but simplex, half duplex and full duplex, as well as we have seen the different networks. In that we have seen the network criteria, performance, reliability and security, as well as we have seen the physical structure just like point to point, multi point. Even we have discussed the criteria of network just like the topologies of network, star, mesh, bus, ring, its advantages, disadvantages, its formation, as well as we have discussed upon the different type of network just like LAN, WAN and MAN, that is local area network, wide area network and metropolitan area network. We have also seen the few examples of it with the help of diagrams. So students, in next lecture we will see the different layers or the communication layer of OSI model. In that, we are going to see how data communication take place or how actual data has been transferred from sender to receiver. In that, you can see we have 7 different layer, that is physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation and application. Now, last but not the least, thank you very much. I hope you have understand a complete topic, whatever we had tried to cover. And once again, thank you. Thank you very much.